This is a true story that happened in Iraq at the time of the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait. Iraq, during the era of Saddam Hussein, occupied Kuwait. Iraq landed its soldiers in the land of Kuwait. After all the international efforts made by all the countries of the world and UN institutions, these efforts did not succeed in the withdrawal of Iraqi forces from Kuwait. The meetings were held and Saudi Arabia requested foreign military and political aid. Dozens of countries responded to this call and mobilized forces with all their weapons. After repeated warnings to the Iraqi regime, countries found no escape from attacking the Iraqi forces that occupied Kuwait. The 0 hour was determined, and this process was called Desert Storm. An hour before this operation, this story happened between two Iraqi soldiers. Officers and soldiers were ordered to take defensive positions and prepare for any anticipated attack by coalition forces. The soldiers were loaded in Iraqi army vehicles and ordered the soldiers to dig trenches and disembark in them to protect them from the upcoming airstrikes. The cars arrived and the soldiers got down and stood in rows with their weapons, and it was at night. One of the officers, named Jassim, is an Iraqi man with a thick black mustache and a full body with thick eyebrows and a thick voice. Jassim stood in strength and anger, issuing his orders violently, decisively, and strictly. Jassim said, "Let every 2 soldiers dig a trench and then go down there with weapons. We only have 2 hours to complete the mission." Near Jassim stood Ali and Fahd, 2 Iraqi soldiers. One of them, a young man of 25 years who did not get married, and the other, a man in his 40s married and has a son and a daughter, and these 2 children are all his life with his beautiful Iraqi wife. Ali and Fahd took to dig the trench, and it took an hour and a half here. They heard the commander Jassim shouting at everyone to come on, go down to the trenches.
Then he continued his screaming. "Listen to me carefully. It's forbidden to get out of this trench. It is forbidden to sleep. And if one of you has to sleep, let his friend be awake. Wait for the orders from me."
Here the soldiers moved and they all went down to the trenches. Ali and Fahd moved towards the trench and went down into it. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. It is dark over the place. Even the moon was not available tonight. If one of them wants to light a cigarette, let it be in secret. They are less than being exposed to Jassim, this tyrant whose heart knows no mercy or pity. Ali said, "Oh, when will this worry that we are an end? We have no guilt in what we are in." Fahd said, "Lower your voice if Jassim hears you. Shoot you without hesitation." He was silent on me. Then Fahd said again, "You are young, Ali, and life is in front of you, and you will get out of this war and come back to enjoy your life with your friends and with your wife of your choice. As for me, my concern is big. I am a father and responsible for a wife, a son, and a girl whom I haven't seen in 2 months. I said goodbye to them the last time, and I didn't know where they were going to take us. You are honest, Ali. We have no guilt in this war. We only carry out orders. I often ask myself, what brought us to a country that is not ours? Is it the ambitions of the leaders while we are implementing their wills because we are oppressed people who have no opinion or freedom? They move us like chess pieces, throwing us into every fire and battle. They don't care about what we suffer. They care about their material and military gains. They're always safe. They don't kill like us. They don't deprive their families like us. They don't sit in dark trenches like us. Jassim doesn't scream in their faces like us. They don't taste hunger and thirst like us. They don't send their children to battles like us. When the war ends, they distribute the spoils, ranks, and medals to them, decorate their chests with them, and the money flows into their coffers. He said about us, "Poverty is our destiny if we live, but if we die, no one asks about us and we may be buried in this place." You know, I don't care about my life. I care about the sadness and tears that my father and mother will shed when they learn of my death, and no one will dare to say a word. And here their conversation was interrupted by Jassim's voice screaming at everyone, "Wake up and be ready." Fahd said, "Go to hell, you, and who put you here?" Ali said, Isn't he oppressed like us carrying out orders? Fahad said yes, he might be like us obliged to carry out orders. There is silence for a short period of time, and then he replies to me, "Do you think that we will return to our families and live a happy life with them as any citizen lives in his country?" Fahad shuts up and then replies, "Yes, I think so. You know, for all my wish is to check on my children, to make my son a man who depends on himself and earns his living, to marry my daughter and see her happy. Oh, we don't ask for much. What we ask for of dreams are in fact rights enjoyed by the people of others." Fahad did not finish his speech as everyone heard the sound of the buzzing of planes. And here he jumped out of his trench screaming, "I told you they were our planes. We will win. We will return to our families." And a leopard jumped behind him shouting, "You idiot, come down to the trench. This is dangerous for you. Get down." And he started pulling him hard, but here the sound of the two soldiers was cut off as one of the planes fired a missile that overthrew the two soldiers, and their hopes were scattered and their body parts were scattered as the coalition planes were, and that's where the storm began.